The man up there with his hand in the air, you, sir.
I am born in Inverness. I am a passionate Highlander.
Welcome to WatchMojo UK, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 times people were mortified on Question Time.
You're going after the employees where it's easy money because it's PAYE. I have no choice.
Before we begin, we publish new content every day, so be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos.
Number 10. Will Quince. Between September 22 and November 2023, Quince was the Tory Minister of State for Health and Secondary Care. He came on the show during a nursing strike to discuss the decline of the NHS.
Body in this country. I want every family to have that security and confidence to know that if they need healthcare, the NHS will be there for them.
Quince was shown a graph explaining the decrease in NHS funding, and then argued that they were spending more than ever. Fiona Bruce had to explain the graph to him, and why that's not the case.
The average increase has been something like 3%, but when you look at that, it's more like 1.6%.
If you ever wonder why the NHS is being slowly sold off, it's people like this who are the cause. Bruce landed another dig at him later on when discussing unions, which got a chuckle out of the audience.
And I know it's not just about salary.
What, to
I know
talk
salary.
about
Well,
Number 9. Farage talking nonsense. Right-wing populist Nigel Farage is pretty unpopular among everyone who isn't a Reform voter. This meant that when he appeared on Question Time, there was quite a lot of clashing. Every single issue that came up, he spun it into being an immigration problem.
We must deport people who are not refugees, who come to Britain illegally.
One audience member pointed out the flaws in his ideology and said he was speaking absolute nonsense.
You're talking absolute nonsense.
This was during a debate about how Farage is dehumanising anyone who isn't British, and his heated response seemed to confirm their critiques. The audience member was simply explaining the parallels between Reform and the 1930s, which both used minorities as scapegoats for other issues in society.
The majority of them are coming for a life.
No, okay. I'm sorry.
Let's end it there.
Number 8. Not in the top 50%. This man came on the show and was insistent that the Labour Party is lying to him. In fairness, politicians aren't known for being truthful, but this audience member was fairly delusional. He insisted their tax rates would harm him. He was nowhere near the top 5% of all earners.
I am one of them people that he will tax more, and I am nowhere near in the top 5%.
Turns out, he earns over 80k a year, meaning he was just at the lower end of that top 5% in 2019. He also insists he's not even in the top 50% of earners, which shows how divorced from reality he truly is.
Because I've read your policy, it's above £80,000, and I am nowhere near in the top 5%, let me tell you. I'm not even in the top 50%.
And that's why we're not going to increase your income tax.
When Bruce points out that 80k was literally the minimum wage to be part of the top 5%, he starts to get heated and makes a bit of a fool of himself.
The top 5%,
I think it's right.
The top 5%,
I think that
don't even work.
Number 7. Nick Griffin. The British National Party had Nick Griffin as chairman from 1999 to 2014. As the name suggests, they were an extremely far-right party. It was very controversial to invite Griffin onto Question Time, especially since he's been a convicted criminal since 1998.
I believe that the whole of the effort in the Second World War and the First was designed to preserve British sovereignty.
It garnered roughly 8.2 million viewers, way more than the average. This meant a lot of people were watching while Griffin made an absolute buffoon of himself. He attacked someone whose father was a pacifist during World War II.
My father was in the RAF during the Second World War, while Mr. Straw's father was in prison for refusing to fight Adolf Hitler.
Even worse, he had some highly dubious feelings about the Holocaust. Griffin wouldn't come out and accept it happened, but similarly was hesitant to deny it outright.
I was very critical of the way in which the Holocaust was, and is in fact, abused to prevent serious discussion over immigration.
Number 6. Passionate Scottish man. In 2014, Scotland voted on whether it wanted to leave the United Kingdom. As we all know, keeping the Union won by a roughly 10% margin. During the run-up, a Highlander and ex-British soldier decided to come on Question Time.
And I love Scotland, and I will take a stand to keep the United Kingdom together.
He was easily one of the most passionate individuals to ever appear on the show. The people on the panel were stunned by his intensity. and didn't really know how to respond.
I'm concerned for the poor. Understand? And along with Gordon Brown, I can say this. Scotland can lead and will lead.
They didn't really answer his question, but it's unclear whether he asked anything at all or just wanted to make a ruckus.
And I can tell you this, I will keep, if it's my own life, this country together with my blood.
Number 5. Dinosaurs. We have absolutely no idea what was going through this woman's head when she asked her question.
You absolutely have to change with what you experience economically.
They were discussing whether or not people supported the Rail, Maritime and Transport Union striking. This woman decided to compare striking railway workers to the dinosaurs.
So do you think the RMT is taking the wrong approach?
Yes, and look what happened to the dinosaurs.
She wasn't asked to clarify her opinion, as they thought she was a bit too bizarre for follow-up questions. She could be blaming the dinosaur extinction on their unwillingness to adapt, but then she'd be surprised to learn where birds come from. Additionally, RMT workers don't have to deal with an asteroid destroying their workplace.
They're not with us now though, are they?
Number 4. Bananas. Brexit was arguably the UK's most important vote of the century so far. There were so many factors involved, it meant there were an abundance of reasons for and against. Well, one woman decided based almost solely on banana aesthetics.
I go to a supermarket and a banana is straight. I'm just sick of the silly rules that come out of Europe.
She's adamantly opposed to the EU's mythical laws on banana straightness, and seems to think we'd be better off without them. Unsurprisingly, no such rule exists, although one was proposed and then defeated in 2008.
Have the bananas changed?
If you go to Aldi, they're a bit bent.
It's now been years since Brexit, and there's no hard evidence that the average curviness of our bananas has changed significantly. There's evidence our economy is about £140 billion smaller, but it's a small price to pay for bendy bananas.
There's opportunities out there that I feel that we need to see as a country.
Number 3. Ireland/Ireland. The Troubles and the unification of Ireland are one of the most complicated historical topics. The tumultuous Troubles concluded with the Good Friday Agreement of 1998, but Irish reunification is still an issue on many minds.
There's thousands of issues, I'm sure, to do with Brexit, but it's always to do with the Good Friday Agreement, the DUP.
There are so many factors at play, it's best not to get involved unless you're seriously educated on the issue. This audience member is a perfect example of why, as his main argument for unification is that Ireland sounds like island.
Ireland being referred to as Ireland, the island of Ireland. Why don't we try and just get that as an island again? And then we can carry on with our own thing.
It was met with boos from the audience, followed by people rushing to Twitter to poke fun at him. It's hilarious how he announces his idea as if he's the first one to think about it, making it clear how few history books he's read.
Yeah, just
the United Kingdom.
Ireland, the whole of Ireland.
Number 2. Zach Polanski versus Zia Yusuf. Since September 2025, Polanski has been the leader of the Green Party. This makes him easily the most charismatic leader of a left-wing party in the UK, but it's a low bar. A month after taking charge, he debated Reform politician Zia Yusuf on Question Time, and didn't hold back any punches. It's not often a Green politician appears on the show, and it was refreshing seeing him call out Reform for their controversies.
Nigel Farage, he joined forces with the Swedish Democrats in the European Parliament. This is a far-right Nazi group.
Their alleged ties to literal neo-Nazi parties and acceptance of Russian bribes were brought up. The latter was something Farage claimed wasn't true, despite being pictured with the Russians in question.
This is racism, it's fascism, and we should call it out.
Yusuf responds in the traditional slippery politician fashion, attacking Polanski, filibustering, and ignoring his claims.
He literally made money by charging women on the promise that he could literally enlarge the size of their breasts by hypnotising them. That is a true statement.
Number 1. Gary Stevenson. You might be familiar with this financial trader and left-wing populist who has been pushing for a wealth tax in recent years. He's determined to combat the rapid rise in wealth inequality, which he brought up on Question Time. Stevenson claims to pay off the national debt, everyone must be 20k cash richer.
So if every single one of you is not £20,000 cash richer, someone else has your money.
Things got heated when he said his fellow panellists were the wealthier ones, which Fiona Bruce took issue with.
Who here's £20,000 cash richer than before COVID? I'll tell you who probably is. Every single person on this panel, OK? The richest people in the country.
She insisted she wasn't earning nearly enough as he claimed, when it turned out her pay had increased by over 100k since 2019. And her net worth is in the millions.
I don't know if you've seen the way the BBC works, but they're not exactly raising salaries like that.
What do you think was the most embarrassing episode of Question Time? Let us know in the comments section.